Hare Krishna. I just want to share some words, some thoughts that hit me while I was in the shower. First of all, praise and condemnation, it means nothing to me. I don't need your praise. I don't need your condemnation. I just need to do my duties, my eternal duties. And then when I'm done doing my duties here, I'm going to just get up on my spaceship and go to the next stop. Whether that means back home to the spiritual world, or it means traveling anywhere throughout the three worlds for the benefit of the living entities around me, that's what I'm going to do. It's just so many things, so many realizations came to me. You know, last night I had a real deep conversation with my friend, and we was talking about self and our duties, you know, and I realized that I'm really here for a purpose. You know, there's something to do with this, all of these journeys I've been on, all of these little religions and sciences I've studied, and one thing I really notice, if nothing else, Krishna consciousness is the glue. It's the glue that binds all of these things together. And another thing that I realized last night, well actually just now in the shower, is that Maya, this energy, this illusory energy, which is real but temporary, when a person is not in Krishna consciousness, the energy of Maya tends to behave like prison bars, the walls of a prison. But when the energy of Maya is transformed through your own individual Krishna consciousness, when you become Krishna consciousness, this Maya energy, this illusory energy, it becomes paraphernalia for the service of the Lord. Once again, paraphernalia is very important. Anything that is used for the service of the Supreme Lord, whether it's a cup of water to pour libations, whether it's a bell, whether it's incense, whether it's your clothing that you dress yourself or clothing that you dress the deities with, any object, material or spiritual, that is used for the service of the Lord, even a couch, even a serpent that the Almighty Lord lays on, all of these things extend from the first expansion of God, whose name is Balaram. So God is blackish, and then you have right next to him Balaram, who's also known as Anantasesha, and Balaram is white. Okay, so the point is, you have this duality, and then you have an individual who enjoys everything, the source of all enjoyment and the giver of all enjoyment, and then you have his first expansion, which is specifically used for service. So this is the secret. When you become devotional at heart, even this material energy becomes his paraphernalia. It's all a matter of perspective. Now, in the world of serving our worldly masters, in serving our own personal material desires, in serving our boss at work, your kids, your husband, your wife, your service to the material world, you have limited choices. One thing I realize is that in service to the Almighty Supreme, you have unlimited choices. You see, service can be slavery or service can be freedom. It depends on who you're serving. Krishna doesn't spread his energy by the sword. He spreads his energy by love. So if a man is telling you you can't practice your religion in my land, or so you got to pay a tribute or a tax to me, that's not Krishna's way. Krishna does nothing by force. When Krishna came to this world, because the devotees were being overridden by the negative forces in the world, he came to relieve us of that distress. Did he go to the demons and say, you must convert and become Krishna consciousness? The demon served its purpose. And when Krishna approaches a devotee or a demon, the result is the same: liberation. So even if Krishna kills you in a battle, he's only sending you right back home, directly to Godhead. So you see the vestiges of this belief system in religions like Islam, when they tell you if you die on the path of fighting for Allah, you're automatically given entrance to Jannatul Naim, or the gardens of bliss. Everybody knows if you die in the path of war of God, you get the gardens of bliss. If you're working for God, you get the gardens of bliss. What is this guy talking about? Well, if you're a bus driver and you die on the job, you're automatically entitled, your family's automatically entitled to recompense, financial restitution. But if you're a bus driver and you got off the bus and you had a fight with somebody and you fell down, hit your head and died, you are not under the protection of the MTA policy. You see? So it's all about doing our purpose, doing our duties in this world, and then be out. Don't stick around and hold on to something that's futile. Do not reincarnate as a fly because you think life is going to be easier. If your nature is not to work for the sanitation department, then why would you want to reincarnate as something like a fly that cleans filth all day, dries it up, turns it back into dust? If you are a person with a nature like an administrator or a ruler, look at the rulers of the world. They're mostly well built, especially in the ancient world. Because I went to the Boston Museum, the Nubia exhibit, and they showed us one of the kings. I forgot his name. They showed us his rings, his clothing, his saddle. The man was a giant. He had to be at least 8 foot tall with 4 foot shoulder span for the kind of clothes that he had. You know what I mean? So I'm saying that, what am I saying? Yes, the rulers of this world have a certain nature. The administrators are generally warriors. Now, today's world, you have a bunch of common men, working class people are out there, and they're telling you that they're the world rulers. And then when you look at the real ruling class, they usually don't work out. They don't get too much physical and exercise. You won't catch a Brahmin in the gym. Usually skinny legs, skinny arms, big stomach, because they always eating that holy food. But their brains are strong. Strong. Administrators have strong brains too, but they're designed to take information from the priest or the learned scholars and rule the world properly. Not for their own material sense gratification. Then you have working class people. Everybody has a certain kind of nature, and if we just fit into our roles, everything will work perfectly in the body of God. This is just some stuff, some ramblings I just wanted to share with you, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get into some deeper stuff. And while you have a chance, there's a book called Teachings of Lord Caitanya. Get that book. Especially, I think it's the 4th chapter, I'm not sure, but it's talking about the avatars. It might be the 8th or 9th chapter. Get a book, Teachings of Lord Caitanya. Caitanya. Chaitanya. Okay, and we'll talk again. Hare Krishna.